Hello, and welcome to Japanese Craft Beer Reviews. It's a cool, cloudy Monday afternoon where I live, and I am here with Al in Japan. How are things? Today, we have some beer from a brewery that Al and I are kind of partial to lately. You know, in the last 6 months or so, we've become more familiar with their beers. And the brewery is called Nomcraft. And let's talk a little bit about Nomcraft Brewery for a second. And the brewery is located in the small town of Aridagawa, Wakayama Prefecture. And it was founded by two Americans, one from Chicago, one from Portland, Oregon, and one Japanese man. And apparently they've also added a brewer we think is German, we're not sure. And they have a brewery in a renovated former nursery school, and it's called the Living Room. They've renovated the whole place, and they have a tap room and a cafe there, and also a small guest house. Their styles tend to be a lot of U.S. styles, for example, IPAs, but they also do a lot of German styles very, very well. And the water they use is from Koyasan. Koyasan is kind of a very famous mountain area in Japan. They do have a tap room in Juso in Osaka, and that is located a couple of stops north of Umeda Station on the Hankyu line. And Alan and I have been there. And what did you think of the tap room there, Alan?
Oh yeah. Well, we liked it. They have 15 beers on tap. Most of it's theirs, but they have a couple collaborations and maybe one other guest beer. Yeah, I've been back there several times as have you, and we've enjoyed it. It's been good.
It's a nice place. And they also have coolers full of beer to buy and take away. And you mentioned a 500 yen can for some beers.
Yes, on Thursdays they happen to have when you go in, I think they open from 4 o'clock, and you can get cans that are discounted from, I think the standard Helles is 600 yen, and it's marked down to 500 yen. And they have other beers that are a little bit more expensive, I think, that are also marked down to 500 yen. So, yeah, it's a good time to go and pick up a can or two.
Yeah. So so I put some maps up here so you can see where the tap room is located, and it's fairly easy to get to.
Yeah.
And they opened up a tap room in Wakayama City, which is the largest city in their prefecture, and they opened that in November of 2025. And basically, the place where they opened is part of a project called Aritagawa 2040, and it's aimed at revitalizing the area, the areas. A lot of Wakayama, apparently 80% of the towns in Wakayama are kind of depressed and and losing population, and they're trying to revitalize the towns. And so it's kind of an incubator for small businesses and things like that, like Nomcraft Brewery. Okay, so that is Nomcraft Brewery, and today we have a nice beer from Nomcraft Brewery. And what is this beer, Alan?
It is their Weizen Doppelbock.
All right.
Weizen Doppelbock.
Uh-huh. And this is in their Gnome Classic series where they're trying to recreate classic beer styles, and this is kind of not a commonly made style in Japan, right?
No, not at all.
Brewers they make wheat beers, but Weizen Doppelbock, you don't see that very often. Fujizakura used to make one. Well, they still do it probably. Make very good ones, that's for sure. But yeah. So and this, you said, was made by their brewer Mark.
Right. Probably Mark made this. He makes the British and the German beers, as I understand it. That's his area. They have like three brewers, I think. And so he's been very strong. I've liked a lot. The basic standard Helles is really good. A lot of the other ones he's done have been really tasty.
Okay. Yeah. So 8.2%, and is that right? 8.2?
8.0%.
8%, and 17 IBUs. Yeah. So the bittering is kind of held down here a bit. but the alcohol is not. And the malts include wheat malt, Munich, Mela Red, Crystal, Maple, and Wheat Black. And the hops, something called Princely, which I do not know, and Weizen yeast. So that's basically it. So let's give this a go.
Okay.
Oh, wait.
Let's crack it. Here we go.
Okay. You said this costs about
Hopefully it's
800
not-
yen, which would
That's
be
right.
maybe about $5 US, something like that.
It's almost exactly $5 right now. Oh, there you go. That's a bock color.
Oh boy.
All right.
Okay, it is very dark, but not completely opaque. I mean, there's certainly some light going through the edges here. A little bit of ruby highlights maybe, but very fluffy, light tan head.
Yeah. Looks like a very dense head, which is kind of nice. It might last a little while, perhaps here. You can see it sticks to the glass nicely.
Okay. Wow.
Well, Ampai, sir.
Ampai, sir. Cutting.
Okay, conch. Yes.
I'm getting some yeast right away.
Yeah.
Yeast is maybe floating on top of this foam here.
Yeah.
Big yeastiness. Light, or not light, but some dark malt, roast malt for sure.
Yeah, like a dark bready malt in there. Get a little spice. We were mentioning that with the Schneiderweiss, that Weizenbock, the ideal temperature is serving temperatures between 7 and 13 degrees centigrade.
Yeah.
So mine's probably a little bit on the cold side, but
yeah,
it's going to open up and become just more and more delicious as you drink it.
Yeah. Yeah, so a light fruity note, certainly dark fruit. Roast. Cheers.
Pie. Oh boy.
Wow. 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 So it's interesting, with the Schneiderweiss, that was a Weizenbock, and this is a Doppelbock, but they're both around the same alcohol percentage. But this one certainly has a much darker malt base. Yeah,
this is definitely kind of a rich, bready kind of flavor with kind of right now the banana and the fruit is kind of a little in the background. It's coming out more finished right now. Nice, incredibly almost velvety mouthfeel.
Very smooth. Really, yes, it is.
Lovely texture.
Yeah. Yeah, the banana is a bit light, but it is there in the background. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. This was very nice on draft. On draft, it was probably a little bit more, as I remember it, maybe a little bit more spicy. The spices came out a little bit more. The coriander, maybe
there's no coriander in this, as far as I know.
Oh, there isn't.
No, just
coriander-like spice, I guess.
German malt, hops, and carrageenan. That's all.
Yeah. A nutmeg-like spice character as well. I get that now.
I see. Yeah, there's a bit of spiciness. Yeah, I see what you mean. Like getting onto the German Christmas cakey kind of thing. Heavy. Right.
Heavy, that sweet. Christmas spices, baking spices. And that's due to the yeast, I assume, right? That's the yeast characteristic, I gather.
Weizen yeast, yeah, and perhaps some from the malt. But yeah, it's pleasant, not terribly complex. I think it might open up a little bit later, but I'm getting pretty much of a one note, or maybe two.
Yeah, it's definitely a rich, full-bodied, bready, ripe fruit kind of beer. So a couple of nice flavors in there.
Yeah. Yeah. It's pleasant, interesting. And I'm happy to see a brewery make this style because we just don't see this very often, in Japan or anywhere really outside of Germany. I think, it's not so well, not produced so much. So give this one a go. I think Alan and I would both recommend this very, very highly, and perhaps anything by Nomcraft, you want to try. I think you won't be disappointed in it. So, yeah. Again, it's called the Nomcraft Nomclassic. It's in their Nomclassic series. Weizen Doppelbock, 8.8% and 17 IBUs. Yeah. So give it a try and tell us what you think. Okay. Thank you very much, Al.
Yeah, thank you. I'm glad we could share one. This is tasty.
Thank you for picking this one up. And thank you for watching. Please do subscribe to the channel. Take care. Stay healthy, but drink very, very good.
Yes. Rich and velvety beers like Weizenbock.